March came in swinging like a drunk uncle at Thanksgiving. We've got CIA files that might have been printed at Kinko's, airports forgetting how electricity works, telecoms ghosting entire countries, and Americans crossing the border for $800 root canals. If that doesn't scream late-stage civilization, I don't know what does. Let's start with the Kennedy files, because nothing says trust us like releasing 80,000 redacted documents 60 years after the fact. On March 18th, the US government finally dropped a new batch of JFK assassination records, and the internet lit up like Dealey Plaza on a sunny afternoon. Trump hyped it like he was unveiling the Ark of the Covenant, but what we got was more like a college essay with half the words blacked out. Joe Rogan's already deep in the weeds, trying to connect Lee Harvey Oswald to MK Ultra, time travelers, or possibly the moon landing in Nevada. Historians? They're calling it nothing new. Conspiracy theorists? They're calling it Christmas. Honestly, unless those pages confirm the CIA ran a barbershop quartet out of Havana, nobody's walking away satisfied. Meanwhile, across the pond, Heathrow Airport decided to LARP as a third-world bus station. On March 21st, a substation fire knocked out power and turned the UK's busiest airport into a very expensive, very chaotic waiting room. Flights were grounded, travelers were stranded, and the only thing still functioning was the control tower, which frankly feels like a metaphor for Britain's energy policy. The government's now launching an urgent investigation, which is code for, we'll forget about this in 2 weeks. But the real kicker? The backup generators couldn't back up anything. Not exactly what you want to hear from the folks managing 1-300 canceled flights and 200,000 annoyed passengers with dying phone batteries. Next up, let's zoom in on Africa, where MTN, one of the continent's biggest telecom giants, just hit the self-destruct button. Network outages across Nigeria and South Africa had users screaming into the void, or at least trying to before the signal dropped. People flooded X with posts like MTN, where's my gigs? And customer service, ghosted harder than your ex after tax season. MTN tried to slide into people's DMs with copy-paste apologies, but it only made things worse. YouTubers jumped on it with the usual thumbnails, red arrows, crying emojis, and "I'm done" captions. It's not a great look when your entire brand is connectivity and nobody can connect. And finally, let's talk dental tourism, because apparently the new American dream is driving to Tijuana for clean teeth. One guy got quoted $4,500 for dental work in the US, then turned around and got the whole thing done in Mexico for $800. And not in some back alley either. We're talking clean offices, smiling dentists, and actual working anesthesia. Suddenly, TikTok's full of dental halls. Watch me get a crown and a margarita in the same afternoon. Meanwhile, back in the States, dentists are charging Super Bowl prices to glue your tooth back in. Makes you wonder if your insurance card is just a fancy coaster. So yeah, March was unhinged in all the best ways. We got Cold War throwbacks, infrastructure meltdowns, corporate fails, and molar deals south of the border. At this point, the only thing more unstable than our institutions is your Wi-Fi. This has been the Political Pulse Report. See you on the next one.